computer. Yeah.
Perfect. Hiya guys, a big welcome to SotoTennis Online Academy. My name's Dan Kiernan. I'm the director of SotoTennis Academy, and next to me we have Mike Kelly, the head of strength and conditioning at the academy. How are you doing, Mike?
Very good, thanks. Yeah, how are you?
Yeah, great. So we just want to give you guys a little bit of an update on the online academy. You know, we've had a big success with the launch of the 21-day program, which the feedback was out of this world. So everyone that got involved in that, a big thank you. And we know that lots of people then also signed up to that. And just the way that life is, sometimes we don't kind of fully engage in a program because something else comes up. But so what we've done and what we want to talk through today is we've taken the 21-day program, which was very much set during the quarantine period. So it was very content heavy. You know, we were looking at really, it was at kind of 3 to 5 hours of content a day, which for some people worked fantastically well. And what we've done is we've split it up into specific areas of interest that are a little bit more digestible in these times now that it's moving back into kind of more normal life for wherever you are. But the feedback that we're getting is it's still a great complement to the programs that you have in place, you know, from the physical side, the mental side, the technical side, and the tactical side. So Mike, if we can start going through, we'll give them some examples of the courses. So these are courses. The first lot of courses we're going to look at are going to be what we would, I guess, call our part 1 courses. So the first one is starting your mental toughness journey. You know, now obviously mental toughness, we know the importance of that in the game of tennis. This course is very much designed for all standards of players. All ages. We would recommend this one as 12 plus. We do in the next week or two have a 7 years old to 11-year-old program that's coming out. This course is giving you a real idea of the strong foundations to get in place on your mental toughness journeys. You know, if it is something that you've played, you know, how many of us have played matches that we've struggled to stay in the present moment. You know, we've lost matches because we've got too caught up in our emotions. You know, nerves have got the better of us. You know, if that's the case, then I promise you this is absolutely the course for you. It's Dr. Anthony Ross, who works very closely with us at the academy. He's one of the best in the world, and I don't say that lightly. It's an absolute must for any tennis players. You come to this sales page and you'll see the links through at the end of the webinar. You'll be able to come and see the little introductory video. As you can see, this one, there's 3 modules that we have. So we're looking at the first module gives you 3 different sessions on how to be a mentally tough player, getting you to really understand the methods that we use through that and really get you to get a grasp of the concept. We then move on to the second module, which is our committed actions. You know, and that's what mental toughness comes down to, your ability to commit to certain actions no matter how you're feeling. Fully recommend that module. And then lastly, attentional control, you know, which is something that very much is in the forefront of the world of tennis right now, is our ability to hold our attention on the right things. You know, Novak Djokovic, Bianca Andreescu have come out and spoke a lot about that as well. So this is one of our first courses that we have. If you did the 21-day program, then this wouldn't be for you. We've got a second part for you, which we'll talk about later. But this would certainly be for anybody that hasn't been a part of the program yet.
So the next one we want to show you is our physical preparation program. So again, like Dan was saying earlier, a lot of people signed up to SotoTennis Online, but they didn't go for the 21-day course because they just felt it was a little bit too much at the time. So like Dan said, we've broken each element down. And what we do get a lot of at SotoTennis is a lot of players have tennis support, but they don't have physical support. So what we've done is we've used what we had in the 21-day program, but we've developed it a little bit further to create a 4-week program, and we've called it Physical Prep 1, because again, for those that did the 21-day course, we're releasing a Physical Prep 2 as well. But obviously, we want you to start off with Physical Prep 1. This is going to lay the foundations for you to then build upon throughout your tennis journey. We would aim this similar to what Dan's just talked about, like 12 plus competitive players, all the way up to, again, it would depend on the level that you're at. So if you're somebody that hasn't currently got an S&C program, this is an amazing place to start. It's a bit of an all-encompassing program. So we've got your morning mobility routine. So every day you'd have a morning mobility routine to set you up for the day, lasting anywhere between 8 and 20 minutes. Then you would have your main session of the day. So focused on a specific aspect of strength and conditioning. So whether that's speed, power, strength, endurance, we would spend 45 to 75 minutes on that each day on a separate aspect, like I say. And then we have our evening relax and flexibility session. This crosses into like things like the mindfulness and the mentally tough work as well that Anthony does. It's a chance to unwind at the end of the day, and then some sessions are aimed at increasing your flexibility. Some sessions are just aimed at just trying to relax the body after a long day's training. And this type of program fits in really well for people, like I say, that don't have an S&C program back at home, but they have a tennis program, or they currently follow or have a coach that they work with, but they don't have access to S&C, or they can't afford S&C sessions every week. This is obviously a lot more manageable for people to afford. Every session has a video attached to it for the exercises that you're going to be doing in those sessions, so you feel like you're taken through each session. And then obviously within the Teachable app that we use, we have the comment section. So if there's anything that you're struggling with or any feedback that you need, then you can get in touch with us at any point, and myself and Luke, the other S&C coach that we have here, will get in touch with you. And then as we scroll down, as I say, you have your daily morning mobility, your main physical session, and then your evening relaxation and flexibility work to go through. And as I say, that's over a 28-day period. So 4 weeks, 7 days a week, slightly different structure on a weekend, where you get a little bit of a lighter Sunday session. Again, focusing more on that rest and unwind before you then start the next week. But that's the physical preparation 1.
Very good, Mike. And just to jump in there, the baseline, I noticed there in the writing there about the baseline tests in week 1 and week 4. Can you explain to the viewers what that is? Yeah,
so again, we don't want you to just buy the program, go away and just fend for yourselves. We've got the comment section, we've got the supplementary videos, and we also have what we want you to do is your baseline measurements. So in the first week of your program, you'll send us a group of baseline photos and numbers. And then in week 4, you'll do the same. And that's purely just to see your progress through the 4-week period. That's what it's all about. It's about developing your physical attributes. So whether you get more powerful, whether you get more stable, whether you get stronger, whether you get faster, we want to test these things to be able to then show you that the program's working, and then you get those benefits when you go back onto court or when you're on court competing.
And what if I sign up to this program and I don't have enough time in the day to be able to do all of the program? Do I get punished for that? How does that work?
No. So again, we offer obviously your morning mobility, your main session, your evening relax and flexibility. I would say the main thing that you want to get out of that is obviously your main session of the day. So you can follow it every day if you like. You could actually do 1 day on, 1 day off, 1 day on, 1 day off. You could do 2 days on, 1 day off. The program, basically, it's designed to be used every day to get the most benefit out of the program. But if you want that to take 5 or 6 weeks and have days off in between, then it works perfectly for that as well. What we've also done with the morning mobility routines, that's why I said 8 to 20 minutes. Some people on a weekend might prefer the 20-minute ones when they have a little bit more time. Some people might prefer the 8-minute ones, so they get some good quality work in without it taking a long time as well. So as you go through, you'll find the ones that you like a little bit more than the others. And just because there's a 20-minute routine recommended for you that day, it doesn't mean that you can't click back a couple of days and do the 8-minute routine. Like, once you buy the course, it's yours to use in your own time. So we won't be grading you, we won't be on your back, but we're there to help you. So if you do need any help and feedback, then definitely feel free to let us know via email or in the comments section, definitely.
Thanks, Mike. Perfect.
And then should we move on to the Future Stars?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Future Stars program, it's very, very much a tennis program. It's a fantastic course that's aimed at looking at your different types of skills. Now this would be perfect for people that are starting out their tennis journeys, and looking to. We know that to master any skill, we need to spend time perfecting it. So it might be that you're playing down at your local club and you're getting a little bit of coaching on a Saturday morning. It might be that you're just playing down there with your family. It might be that you're a parent and you've got some young ones and you want to just be able to have a nice way to start introducing the sport to your children, and you don't have great accessibility to clubs for 5-6 days a week. So what we've done is we've got rally skills, which we've got serve skills, we've got volley skills, and then we've got competition skills. It's something it's in place. It's a resource that can be used at different times. Like I say, it can be used by players, it can be used by parents, and it can also be used by coaches. People talk about tennis being a technical game. Yes, it's a technical game, but I also believe quite strongly it's a skill-based sport, skill and physical-based sport. So if you're taking care and you're developing yourself as an athlete, and you also develop your skills and your understanding of the sport, then you're in a really good position. So yeah, this would be aimed more at kind of under 11 players, club to school kind of level players that are kind of starting out their tennis journey. There really is a lot of great content in here. It's a very flexible program. It's information that you've then got. Yes, you can use it throughout the course, but you also have got those ideas to continue to be able to work at home and start really developing and perfecting those skills, as families at home. So this one again comes really, really recommended to you guys. And it's a nice way to get families working together as well. It's something I've done. I've done a lot of this with my kids. My kids are 10, 9, and 6, and we've done a lot of this over the last 6-8 weeks. And I've really seen them come on. And secondly, it's been a lovely, lovely time for mummy and daddy to spend with their kids as well. Yeah, so this next one is, again, we talk about tennis lesson being in some places 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 euros, down to the cheapest tennis lessons you can probably get at 25, 30 euros. There's just amazing nuggets in here. We know that in the professional tennis game now, and also even the junior game, that the average points won at the net is 60%. it really is. More and more people are getting good at the baseline, and we need to find ways of being able to unlock the game, really, and be able to find a way to finish the point. people are starting to just cancel each other out. If we take Rafael Nadal against Medvedev in the final of the US Open, neither of them are known to come forward, but between them they came to the net 89 times. And I think people are starting to cancel each other out a little bit from the baseline. We want to really, and again, we've seen it at the academy the last 10 weeks. I'm blown away with how people are volleying. They've come back. It's been the one big area that we've been able to work on remotely in small space. And these sessions that we have 8 technical development sessions for your volleys. You can do them on court, off court. This is fantastic information for you to take to your coach, or if you are a coach, it's fantastic information for you to learn and be able to share with your students. Like I say, for pretty much the cost of a tennis lesson, you're getting all of this magic information off some amazing coaches who I know personally I have learned a lot. And within the course, it'll also give you ideas of some of the professionals on how they volley. It all comes with video help, video support, and as always with all of our courses, we're always accessible. So you can always send your videos in for feedback as well. So enjoy this one. It's another fantastic course.
Awesome.
So play smarter, win bigger. So knowing your game, so this course is giving you, the next 2 courses we're going to talk about, is giving you just a real strong understanding of your sport, and I think it's all intertwined, the mentality, the physicality, the technique and the tactics, they all work hand in hand. And if you can have absolute clarity in terms of what your sport is, and absolutely understanding from a statistical point of view, from really understanding the zones of the court, understanding percentage of points won, and there's quite a lot of these sessions that you're able to do off court, so they really will complement your programs well, almost kind of little kind of homeworks that you can do. Again, as coaches, there's some fantastic ideas in there for you to be able to bring this to your players as well. It's very much designed to be doing it, as with all of the courses now, to be doing it at your own pace. We recommend that you would do a couple of sessions a week, so you can then really put your game style and your ideas into practice. But it's another very detailed course written by our top international coaches who know the game incredibly well. As you can see here, from having signature drills, you get a bunch of drills, understanding your patterns of play, understanding what anticipation is. That's a great session. Really shows some videos, and it's kind of a bit of a quiz, but looking at videos and getting you to understand through the body racket and footwork of players what might come next, or as with anticipation, we can normally work out what they can't do. So really kind of building your tennis ID, and understanding that into serve and return. We're talking in tennis, we know that about 68 to 70% of points, players don't have more than 2 touches of the ball. So serve and return becomes 50% of the game, which is massive. So really important part of the game, to then bringing that into how to be a better match player. Lots of real detail. Again, and people can almost look at this as a course or a resource, because it's giving you information for life. You can go through it, but you can revisit it. You can then have, not many of us can afford to have coaches with us at tournaments, but this will allow you to really make sure that you've always got this information with you, and you've got a remote coaching information and frameworks with you when you travel. So it's another good one.
Awesome.
And then I guess part of that family, this time it's more about knowing your sport. So the last program was a lot about knowing your game and understanding how you work, understanding what your game looks like, your strengths, your weaknesses. This one's a lot more actually understanding the sport of tennis. So patterns, tendencies, areas of court, really getting into that detail. And again, just like our last program, very similar, it's there to complement your current program as well. So if you just go down, Mike, into the curriculum, so as we see here, zones of the court, ball characteristics, primary and secondary patterns. So a primary pattern is something you would look to do 7 to 8 times out of 10. Baseline battles, the 17 indicators of winning tennis, all of these things are actually almost courses within themselves. And I think we're feeling kind because we're bringing this all together in one very cheap course. And like I said, no time pressure on doing it. But if nothing else, it's an amazing resource for you guys as well. So another one that you'll enjoy a lot.
Awesome, Dan. So we're going to move on now to the Tennis Ranger program. So for this one and the next couple that Dan will talk about as well, these can be, in terms of the Tennis Ranger program, this can be seen as like a number 1 course, or it can be seen as something that you do after the 21-day program. So you may want to do, in terms of physical, you may want to do the physical prep 1 first, and then you may want to move on to the Tennis Ranger program. Or if you feel like this is something that, when I talk about it, it's something that you really would benefit from, then you can go straight into this one. So the Tennis Ranger program is basically it's a flexibility program in its most basic term. But what we try and do is instead of traditional flexibility training, where it's the end of a session, do a little bit of stretching, I'm not naturally flexible, so I'm not going to get that much more flexible. What we do is use really up-to-date and known proven methods to actually get you more flexible, but then not only flexible, but strong through those ranges as well. So as you increase the range that you can travel in, the most important thing we need to do then is to be able to strengthen that range, so you're more robust on court and stronger to withstand the vigors of the game. So if you can see some of the photos here of the progress that we've had in 3 to 4 weeks for some of these people on the program. If we scroll up a little bit, you can just see Johnny here in his front split position. This is such a common position that we get into on the tennis court these days. And if we're not able to get into this position and we're not strong in this position, then the efficiency in your ability to be able to put your game onto court goes down, but then your risk of injury also goes up massively as well. So it's one thing to really, really consider. We talk about, when you read through, we talk about the naturally flexible person or the naturally unflexible person. That's just because you haven't found a form of flexibility training that suits you yet. And that's what we offer during this program, and that's what we try and develop during this program. And the beauty of it as well is it goes alongside, if you've got a full program already, this goes alongside a full program really, really nicely, because you can work for anywhere between 9 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, all the way up to 1 hour a day on these exercises. Most of the time, we take you through some flow routines, which last at the start of the program between 9 and 15 minutes, and would usually go up to a maximum of around about 20-25 minutes. But to be able to do something for 9, 10, 12 minutes and actually see really good results from it, like it's gold dust, really. It's something that everybody would want, not having to spend too much time, but getting quality work to be able to then improve the flexibility, improve the strength through those ranges as well. The course itself, I'm just going to scroll down a little bit, is broken into days. So this is over a 7-day period, and I'll go on to talk about what Dan asked earlier again with this program. So we've got day 1, day 2, day 3, a rest day, day 5, 6, and 7. If you do it over a 7-week period, this is how it would look. But if you want to do day 1 and day 2 and then have a rest day, then do day 3 and have your rest day, day 5, have a rest day, day 6, day 7, then have a rest day. You can do it however you want. But all I would say is, if you do it the way that we've set it out, the results and in your progress through the program will be heightened by doing it this way. It's just, if you can't fit that in, most of us should be able to fit 9, 10, 12 minutes of training in each day to improve. Then this is the setup that I would really, really recommend. I'm just going to scroll back up. So each day focuses on a different element. So maybe the front split, maybe the side splits. Again, massive areas in tennis when we're sliding out wide. So over 70% of the movements in tennis are side-to-side movements. If you're playing on clay, and a lot of people on hard courts these days do slide into positions. So that side split position is a really, really important position to get flexible in, but to get strong in as well. So we take you through those things. Again, everything's supported by video. So we've got a video of the full routine, but we've also got video support for each individual exercise and movement that you do. And in terms of equipment, what we've done is we've designed this for any tennis players really. And we know tennis players travel a lot. So these things can be done in the comfort of a hotel room without too much equipment. So you don't need any specialist equipment to do these sessions either. They can be done in your house, in a gym, in a hotel room, wherever you need to be. And the difference between this course and a lot of the others is it's a monthly subscription. So you can sign up for 1 month and then cancel. There's no contract that you're signing. You're not tied in for a certain amount of time. So if you try it for 1 month and it's not for you, then you can just cancel. But we guarantee the results that you see, you'll stick with the program for a long time if you do buy into it and you do train it well, because it's a fantastic resource for any tennis player, any athlete, any person. We've obviously got testimonials on the page and things like that. A lot of our players are going through that journey at the moment as well. But the final thing to note as well is when you do sign up to the program, you become part of the Tennis Ranger community, and we invite you to our Facebook group, which is a private group, where we ask you to share your baselines. Again, like the physical prep, we're here to make you better. And the way we can see making you better through photos, through test results. With this, it's all through photos. So we ask you to photo a certain position. You'll upload those baselines onto the Facebook group. And then every 4 weeks, you'll be asked to do the same again. And we'll offer support, we'll offer guidance. If there's any of the exercises that you're struggling with, then again, the Ranger Facebook group is the place to go to ask any questions. You can add videos of yourselves doing the movements and asking for support. Myself, Luke, and some of the more experienced athletes that have been through the program will also be there to help you as well throughout your journey. It's a program that I'm really, really passionate about and really proud of. So if you do have any more questions when you read through, just reach out to me and I can explain anything any further that you need.
Where do I sign up? Get me on the dotted line, man. It sounds amazing. And yeah, and I can certainly speak on behalf of a lot of the players that I work with, and they absolutely love it. You know, and this is not stepping on any strength and conditioning coach's toes, any tennis coach's toes. This is very much a complementary part of anybody's program. We can all find 10 to 15 minutes a day. You know, That's for sure. Thanks, Mike. Love it. Absolutely great. So last couple, guys, mindfulness mastery course. This has really come to the forefront. Obviously, there's been some on the men's side and the women's side. We've got Novak Djokovic, who's talked about this a lot. Has been a big part of what he would put down to his success. Also, Bianca Andreescu, she said she's been training at this since she was 12 years old. We've got first hand of this from our players. Evan Hoyt was 1600 in the world. You know, I genuinely think of this alongside the routines that he put into his life and his day have really meant that he's got to the point where, you know, he got up to 310 in the world, made quarterfinals of Wimbledon. You know, it's not that we've completely changed his forehand, his backhand. You know, it's about being able to really take care of these parts. This program comes in 10 modules, and we've also got a couple of bonus modules as well. So we're going to release the content every couple of days, and each day, each module will have a mindfulness exercise introduction from Dr. Anthony Ross, and then an exercise, and then also a creative visualization exercise. So you're looking at probably 30-40 minutes a day, and it's going to be done over a couple of days. And then what we'll then do at the end, we then have 3 on-court exercises. So after everything that you've learned, we've then got 3 on-court bonus exercises that we'll also take you through as well. This is like any skill, it can be repeated. So it's not a case if you do your 10 modules and you're done, you're fixed. You can very much repeat this, and this is something that you can have. And once you learn these skills, you can repeat them, repeat, just like trying to get better at any skill, you know. And then we'll also then be creating other courses along the way to make sure that you've got variation in the program. But yeah, just couldn't recommend it any more. I've spoke to a few people when I was a player, or some sort of player a few years ago. I did win a couple of professional tournaments, and I remember winning one professional tournament in India coming from qualifying, and I won the singles and doubles. So I won 12 matches that week in very hot, difficult conditions. And I remember not sleeping very well because I had such clarity and I had such clear visualizations about the match the next day. And it's something I wish that I'd kind of grasped or been directed towards in my career. The last story that I'll tell is Andy Roddick. Everybody in the tennis world will know Andy Roddick, I'm sure. And Andy Roddick was injured for 8 months. And when Andy Roddick came back, he did what nobody had done really after such a long injury. He won an ATP tournament 3 weeks after he'd come back from injury. And he talks a lot about using the visualization, using his mindfulness to actually, even though he wasn't hitting tennis balls, he was developing all the time, you know, and being able to do this skill well really, really goes a long way. It links in very nicely with the work that Mike and Luke will be taking you through for anybody that are going to be doing the physical courses as well. Again, it's an absolute steal. Anthony Ross, you get an hour of Anthony Ross's time, you're paying double that for 1 hour of his time, you know. So to be able to, you know, get all of that for the course and for this to be information for life, I would fully recommend it to any tennis player, but also any tennis coach and also tennis parents. And you know, I'm a tennis parent and a tennis coach, and I was once a tennis player. And we all need to take care of our minds, and we all need to make sure that our minds are in a fit and healthy place. So yeah, really excited about this program as well.
Awesome. And then the final one.
Yes, your guide to winning tennis matches. This is a series that we're going to be bringing out. This has blown me away, actually. I have to be honest, when we were bringing this together at first, I thought, I'm not sure. Now that we've got to the end, it's amazing. The guys have done such a fantastic job with it. So ultimately, we all want to win more, right? You know, none of us like losing. We're going to lose sometimes, of course. but we want to give ourselves the best chance to win as much as we can. So in this series, the first part of this series is going to be about playing a match as an underdog. That's, some people like it, some people don't, and there's lots of common traps that we fall into when we are an underdog. And we discuss those, we show you video examples of those, but we're not just telling you what the traps are, we're then actually giving you the solutions to those traps as well. So the detail's fantastic. Have you ever then played a match as a favorite? The expectation changes, lots of different, the way that we feel mentally, the way that we feel physically, the way that maybe we approach the match tactically can change. So what are the common traps that the favorite falls into? And then we give you a lot of helpful solutions on that. We've been blessed that we've had some, Simona Halep has been feeding back to us. Anybody that knows Simona Halep, one of the world's best female tennis players, and she's been talking and giving us direct quotes on how she feels in these situations, which we'll share with you throughout the course. And then lastly, have you ever played a tough match against a rival? Somebody who you're playing against them. If you lose, they get the bragging rights. They might not say anything, but they've got the smug look on their face. You know how much it means to you. How does that make you feel? So a lot of reflective exercises, a lot of live examples that we can learn from the best. That also, you're not the only people that are going through these emotions and these feelings, and then some really strong solutions to that. And again, it's a course, but it's also a resource. It's something that you guys can use over and over again. You can keep it in your bag. You go to your tournament at the weekend, you get drawn against the number one seed in your weekend tournament, and you can pull this out your bag. Or even better, open it up on your iPad, your laptop, and you can just remind yourself of some of the key strategies and solutions to help you with how you feel. So this one, again, I'm really excited about. I'm excited about them all, but like Mike said about the Tennis Ranger, I think this one actually for me is a one that it's blown me away how good it is and how much I believe it's going to help people. And we're really excited to be kind of bringing a whole series of these ones out as well. So lots for you guys to think about. They're going to be out there. Like I say, we're going to continue to be building this. We want to give people an opportunity to be part of SotoTennis Academy. Not everyone can be with us always from a physical sense, whether that's finance, whether that's logistical, obviously with flights and things right now, but even if in the future, wherever you are in the world, we want to be able to bring SotoTennis Academy to you guys. We love what we do. We're very fortunate to do what we do, but we also know that we've got an amazing team of experts that are highly passionate about this sport and every element of this sport. And we want to continue bringing this information and giving this help to you guys from afar. And then obviously anybody that wants to come and see us in person, we'd also love to see you as well. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, Mike, before we?
No, I think everything that I wanted to say I've mentioned. Is I think what I did mention, that if anybody's got any questions, so once you read through the pages, and if you've got any further questions before you make a decision, just get in touch. Mike.kelly@sototennis.com. I'll answer any questions before you feel like you want to sign up to the course. If you've got any queries or anything like that, but yeah, just fire any questions my way.
Thank you. And the same for us. There's a money back guarantee on all of these courses. We want to be getting people involved because it's making a difference in your lives. We strongly believe in what we're putting out there. We're very proud of it. If you do delve into one of the courses and it's really not for you, then you can come on a call and you can look us in the eye and say, nope, it's not for me. It wasn't good enough for this reason, and this reason. We'll take that. We want this to be an absolute success for you guys. That's why we're bringing this together. So like Mike says, you've got Mike's email. My email's Dan very much easier than Mike's, dan@sototennis.com. We're here to help, we're here to support, and we're excited to be playing a little part of your journeys. So a big thank you, guys. Yeah, and any questions, let us know. And yeah, get stuck in. Get stuck in. The last courses we've talked about, they're going to be released in the next day or two. By the time you listen to this webinar, and then the other courses will be 1 or 2 days behind. But all of that information will be readily available. Enjoy. Thank
Cheers,
you.
guys.
Thanks, Mike.
Cheers, Dan.